Hi guys. I have this story I want to share with you all. It happened in course of my traveling, like this travel. It was something that happened, and I just want to share it with you guys. There's this man. We boarded the same train together. Although I didn't really take note of him, but the only thing I can remember was he was sitting behind me. But we didn't have like a conversation all through the period I was at the train. I was in the train. Sorry, we didn't really talk about anything like we didn't talk. I just noticed he was behind me, and I guess he noticed I was sitting in front. So when we came down from the bus, from the train, and we're supposed to board like a cab going to Abuja, and we boarded the same cab, and we're sitting next to each other. We didn't even talk all through. But the only thing I remembered him talking about was he was talking to someone else that he was going to Kaduna, and I was supposed to go to Kano. So I didn't really know my way around all of those routes, Kaduna, but I shall know when I get to the park, I'll definitely ask questions. So when we got to Abuja, and yeah, my mind just said I should ask him since he was going to Kaduna, and I was contemplating of either spending the night at Abuja or spending the night at Kano. We got to Abuja by 6, and he was going to excuse me, he was going to Kaduna. So I like, please excuse me, sir. Since you're going to Kaduna, do you know where I can get like a car going to Kano? And he was like, he now told me that he's not going to advise me to go to Kano this night because from Abuja to Kano is about 6 hours. So he's going to advise me to either spend the night in Abuja or spend the night at Kaduna. So I'm like, okay, since we got to Abuja by 6, there's still time because I still have like a very long journey ahead. So let me just go to Abuja, Kaduna rather, and spend the night in a hotel. So we boarded the same vehicle, and we started talking, and I was about paying for my tea fare, like the cab fare, and the man was like, no, 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 don't worry, let me sort that out for you. And I'm like, whoa, ha. I'm like, sir, please don't worry, I can sort it out. He's like, don't worry, let me do that for you. So I'm like, okay, no wala. He paid for the taxi, and we started going. While we were on the way, he bought drinks for me. He was like, you've not eaten since. So I'm like, yeah, I'll eat later when I get to Kaduna. When I get to my hotel room, I'm definitely going to get food. And I was like, okay, just use this one to manage yourself. He was just being very nice to me. And okay, I was just okay, he was just being nice. Although I'm not used to men being very nice to me because I already have this mentality that once a man is being nice to you, he's expecting something in return. So I was just really not comfortable with his niceness. I was not comfortable with it at all. So but then I was trying to refuse, and he was insisting. So I started collecting them. So I think we got to Kaduna, yeah, where like not really Kaduna main town, but we're just like approaching Kaduna main town. And he got a call. I think where he works, they have like a logistic. I don't know, that usually comes to pick them up from the park and take them straight to their office. So the man called him, and he was like, he's still very far and he's not sure he can meet up today, that he's going to come tomorrow. So I'm like, why did you, after his call, I now asked him, why did you say that? We're already in Kano and you can still meet up? Like, and he was like, I should not worry. I beg, he's thinking of the stress that if he goes to his office, there's no way he can escort me tomorrow to the park and show me the park that I can go to get a vehicle that is going to do see. I'm like, that one you can do it on phone calls. If you can either get my number and I'll ask you questions if I'm having any misunderstanding, or better still, I'll ask people around. And I was like, no, don't worry. I'm like, okay, where are you going to sleep? He said, we're going to get a hotel together. I'm like, oh. I don't told him immediately, okay, don't do that, oh, please. Call your people, tell them to come and pick you. I was like, don't worry, don't stress yourself. We've not gotten to Kaduna. When we get to Kaduna, I'm going to call him. I'm like, okay. So in course of the journey was a very stressful one. So you won't blame me. I slept off. So by the time I woke up, I think he was one that woke me up that we're already at Kaduna and the car has already stopped and they want to drop the passengers. I'm like, okay. So he's like, while I was sleeping, he already called the man not to bother and not to come, that I should not worry, we'll get to hotel to sleep. In my mind, I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, my phone is ringing. Excuse me. My boss. Hello, sir. Okay, I was on a call. Sorry about that. So back to the story. So he said we're going to sleep in a hotel. I'm like, hey, it's like this man doesn't know what's coming for him. So I said, okay, no wahala. We boarded the bike that took us to the hotel, and we got to the hotel, and I just told him why we went to pay for the room, and he was telling the guy, he was asking the receptionist for a room. And I'm like, why are you getting a room? We are two. Why are you getting a room? Should be two rooms. So I was like, I'm like, I can't spend the night with you. I don't even know you anyway. I'm not even meeting you for the first time. Not like we just met. We are, like, I don't even know you. So why do you think I want to spend the night with you in the same room? Oh God. So that was where Wahala started do, and he was like, nah, he's not a stranger to me. When he was doing this, I'm like, did I force you? I didn't force you. And I remember when you were doing all of these favors, I keep rejecting them, but yet you were still doing them. And moreover, how much did you pay? Like, you paid for my ticket from Abuja to Kaduna. How much is it? I can refund it back to you. And I'm like, don't bother. I don't think I was expecting you to pay for my hotel. I already have money. While traveling, I know I was going to spend the night in a hotel, and I came prepared. So you don't need to bother yourself. Don't worry, I'm going to pay for my hotel room. Guys, they don't want me to make this video. I got a call again. So yeah, back to the story. So he was like, I was like, okay, I can make a refund back. So he was like, no, don't worry, don't worry. And we went to the hotel, went back to the reception, and we made payments. He booked his room, and he paid for his room, and I paid for my room. And I think we kind of reconciled, and he apologized for being too forward and all of that. Like, the main aim of this story is men are like, I don't even know the right word to use, but I feel like men take too much risks. Like, you're just meeting me for the first time. I mean, for the very first time. You don't know me, you don't know where I'm coming from, and you want to spend the night with me in a hotel. Like, if I had agreed to spend the night with that man, definitely we all know the end of the story. Like, men take too much risks, and I'm like, I don't even have words. Like, I don't know how to even start explaining and start advising. Man, like, this is too much. It's too much. Men take too much risks, and like, I don't even know how they do this. I don't know how they do all of this. But then, one thing I know for a fact, that if women start doing ritual, like if women start killing men for money, or start killing men for all that kind of stuff, which I believe they still do, they do, but it's not as rampant as that of the men. A lot of men are going to go down. A lot of men are going to go down. Man, you all need to be careful out there. It's not anything you see on skirts that you want to take off. Like, sometimes, can't you just do good and just come out eye? Like, I'm very scared nowadays. If a man is doing anything for me, I'm always thinking, oh, what does this man want? What is he like? What is he expecting me to give? Like, I've gotten to that stage where I don't accept favors from men anymore, because I know the end product, the end should I use end products. So yeah, that was one of my experience of my journey, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You say enjoy. I hope you guys learned from this video. Man, I'm just specifically trying to advise them to be very, very careful. It's not everything you see on the skirt that you should go for. At least sometimes carry your dignity small now. Haba mana. I don't come Kano. I don't go north. I don't dey speak Hausa. Haba mana. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm still your favorite girl, Mina White. See you guys in my next video. Bye.